Good morning, dear students. Darshana ma'am is here. Hope you all are moving along well with the new mode of learning. I'm sure you are also taking care of yourself. Today we will start a poem from your reader book. But before that, I'd like to ask you a question. How many of you have cats as pet? Those who have, you must be aware of their habits. We assume them to be very sly, sneaky, stealthy, and careful creatures that make sure they don't get caught after doing something mischievous. Sometimes they remain mysterious, even to their owners. You must be wondering, why am I talking all about the cat? Yes, I'm talking about the cat because the poem we are going to read today portrays a cat named Macavity, who has been attributed with human characters. The name of the poem is Macavity the Mystery Cat, composed by the great poet T.S. Eliot. Macavity is a fictional character created by the poet which resembles a crow. He is a mischievous, evil cat possessing mystical power. Now let me tell you something about the poet. T.S. Eliot, full name Thomas Stearns Eliot, was born on September 28, 1888, St. Louis, Missouri, and died on January 4, 1965 in London. He was an American English poet, playwright, literary critic. Some of his famous poems are The Waste Land, The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock, The Hollow Man, Ash Wednesday, etc. Along with other awards, he received Nobel Prize in Literature in 1948. The poem that you are going to read today, the origin of Macavity, is Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats. Now let us discuss the poem stanza-wise. Here is the first stanza. Macavity is a mystery cat. He is called the hidden paw. Macavity is a mystery cat because no crime agency was ever able to arrest this criminal mastermind during or after he commits a crime. He is a character who is very difficult to understand. He is a hidden paw because of his secretive character. Macavity is behind many crimes, but his footprints are never found in any file. The second line, for he is the master criminal who can defy the law. He is called a master criminal because he disregards law, and after committing a crime, he escapes so smartly and mysteriously that investigators have never traced the marks of his paws. The third line, he is the bafflement of Scotland Yard, the flying squad's despair. The meaning of bafflement is to confuse, and despair means complete loss of hope. The poet says that Macavity is too clever to leave any evidence of his guilt. He is a puzzle for every detective agency in the world, including Scotland Yard and Flying Squad. Scotland Yard and Flying Squad are the most popular and efficient crime investigators in the world, and they are also proud of their achievements in the history of crime. But they had to accept their defeat before Macavity. In the final line, for when they reach the scene of crime, Macavity is not there. Whenever they reach the scene of crime, Macavity has already disappeared from sight. Now, let us discuss about the figures of speech used in this stanza. As you know, the figures of speech help, or the poetic device, help a poet to create music and rhythm. He can express his ideas and enhance his writing. So it helps the readers also to understand the meaning on a deeper level. In this stanza, you can notice here in the very first line, Macavity is a mystery cat. So here, the ma sound has been repeated, Macavity and mystery. So do you remember? This is the example of what? This is the example of alliteration, when two consonant sounds are repeated. Then, hyperbole. The example of hyperbole we'll find in the third line. Bafflement of Scotland Yard. Hyperbole means exaggeration. Then the example of personification is in the second line, master criminal. Okay, it's a master criminal. It's an example of personification, where when we give human characteristics to animals or non-living things. And here Macavity is personified as he does all the things like humans. Alright, so now let us move to the second stanza. Macavity, there's no one like Macavity. Here the poet has said Macavity is a unique cat, whose qualities are not found in any other cat. He has broken every human law. He breaks the law of gravity. He is an extremely villainous character. Not only does he disregard the human law, but also break the law of gravity. In the third line, his powers of levitation would make a fakir stare. The meaning of levitation is the ability to fly upward and stay in the air. As per the law of gravity, every object is pulled down to the earth's surface. But Macavity, being exceptional, never comes down once he escapes from a scene of crime. As we believe that fakirs possess supernatural power and can perform miracles, but Macavity's powers of levitation would bewilder even a fakir. In the fourth line, and when you reach the scene of crime, Macavity is not there. The way Macavity vanishes from the scene of crime is beyond one's imagination. In the fifth and sixth line, you may seek him in the basement, you may look up in the air. But I tell you once and once again, Macavity is not there. You may search him in different places, including basement and up in the air, but he will not be there. Now let us see what are the figures of speech used in this stanza. Again, you will find repetition in the very first line, Macavity, these two words have been repeated. Then the example of personification in the second line, he has broken every human law. Then third line, you will find example of hyperbole, make a fakir stare. So you make a fakir stare. This is the example of hyperbole. Alright. So now let us move to the third stanza. Macavity is a ginger cat. He is very tall and thin. You'd know him if you saw him, for his eyes are sunken in. In this stanza, Macavity's appearance has been described. He has been described as a ginger cat that is of light brownish color, which symbolizes his highly spirited, animated, and cautious nature. He is a tall and thin cat having sunken eyes. The third line, his brow is deeply lined with thought, his head is highly domed. His brows are deeply lined with thought as a result of continuous planning of crime. His head is highly domed, that is of rounded shape. The fourth line, his coat is dusty from neglect, his whiskers are uncombed. His coat is always dusty and he never combs his whiskers because it doesn't have time to care for his appearance. In the fifth line, the poet says he sways his head from side to side with movements like a snake. So his movement resembles that of a snake, which indicates his vigilant nature and his continuous search for the next victim of his crime. Then the last line, and when you think he's half asleep, he is always wide awake. So Macavity is always awake, although he appears to be asleep. Now let's again discuss about the figures of speech used here. You will find the example of repetition again in the word his. His word is repeated. His brow is deeply lined with thought. His head is highly domed. Okay, so the word his is repeated in this stanza. Again, the example of alliteration you will find his head is highly domed. Again, ha sound has been repeated. The consonant has is repeated in the third line. In the third line, you have seen his head is highly. Then again, he sways his head from side to side in the fifth line. Again, he sways his head, so her sound is repeated. Again, side to side, sa sound is repeated, side to side with movements like a snake. So sa sound is repeated in side and snake. Alright, then one more example is of simile. As you know, simile is a figure of speech in which two dissimilar objects are compared, and the comparison is made clear by the use of terms like such as. So which one will be the example of simile? He sways his head. His example of simile will be movements like a snake. Movements like a snake. Alright, so the example of simile is movements like a snake. Okay, then let us move to the fourth stanza. Macavity, there's no one like Macavity. So here the line Macavity, there's no one like Macavity. This line has been repeated to glorify that he is an exceptional cat, a master villain and an enigmatic figure. Then the next line, for he is a fiend in feline shape, a monster of depravity. He is a devil in the disguise of a cat, and he is morally corrupt. The meaning depravity means morally corrupt. Then in the third and fourth line, you may meet him in a by-street, you may see him in the square, but when a crime is discovered, then Macavity is not there. You may meet or see him in the by-street or in the square or anywhere else, but after the discovery of his crime, Macavity is no longer found there. After committing a crime, Macavity wipes out all his footprints and other marks of his involvement and stealthily disappears from the scene. Alright, so let us again discuss about the figures of speech used here. Again, you will find the example of repetition in the very first line, Macavity. This has been repeated. The example of alliteration you will find in the second line, alliteration, for he is a fiend in feline shape. The repetition of the consonant sound for. Then the example of hyperbole you will find in the second line, monster of depravity. Alright, so I hope children you have understood the poem. Alright, and I suggest you to write down the summary of the poem in your reader notebook, and also note down the difficult words and the figures of speech that we have discussed today. Next, I will give you some question answers based on this poem. Alright, thank you so much.